So Danny, good morning, good afternoon. I'm happy to join you for this webinar. We've been talking about this, and we have a lot of things to talk about today. So let's get right into it. I think, by talking with you, we understand there are a lot of challenges and in the SMB space to leverage the video technology to improve the meetings, to improve the customer engagement and all that. We feel there's a great opportunity to present some of our solutions, new technologies, and to help user and help customers to improve their business in 2025. So let's start talking about that. I'll pass on to you to kick it off. My name is Henry Fan. I'm the general manager for Rockware US. We are a Pro AV and a unified communication company. We provide the state-of-art hardware for video and audio equipment with all built-in AI technology, and we're diving into more in this webinar. But let's start with this webinar right now. Danny?
That's okay. Danny Hayasaka here. This is my son, Jonathan Hayasaka. He's going to help me out when we get to the demo section of the webinar. And so I'm with Call One and Hell Direct. So Call One focuses on large enterprises, where Hell Direct focuses on the SMB space and mid-market. And we provide professional grade audio and video solutions for everybody, but nobody really cares about that. The reality is people don't truly know what's out there. And so we help businesses communicate better through devices. And so there's tons of platforms out there, from Teams, Zoom, Google Meet, 8x8, RingCentral, and the list goes on and on. And so SMBs use a lot of those freemium platforms to meet over video. And sometimes the meeting experience is not the best that it can be. And that's where we come in to help. All right, so we're going to go through the challenges SMBs face, smarter, simpler, and affordable marketing, meeting experiences. We're going to do a live product demo, and then share some key takeaways on how Rockware can help, and then we'll have an interactive Q&A. All right, let's go to the next slide. You know who we are. Boom, we're here. Here we are. All right. So you can turn off the slide now, because I want to actually show people now. This is what I'm kind of excited about. All right, so right now, we're in a small meeting room, and so sometimes you'll walk into rooms just like this, or you'll walk into even larger spaces, right? And some of the challenges that people face when they're in these, are they starting to drill out here? Hold on. One of the challenges that you'll walk into are poor audio. That's probably the number one complaint that we get from customers today, is that they have poor audio. And when we walk into their spaces, or when they share pictures of their meeting spaces, it'll be this large meeting room. It's got probably 16 or 20 people in the room. And we find this little guy sitting in the middle of the table, and they're complaining about poor audio. And the reason they're complaining about poor audio is because that device is not designed for those spaces. The other challenge we have is this guy. Now check out this cool preset. This is kind of part of the demo. Or you walk into a really large room and they got this guy. That's the guy that they're using to provide video. And the remote end says, I can't really see you guys. I can't really make out who's talking. I don't know what's happening. And then, of course, the one that we always see a lot of is this. You'll see this at the front of the conference room table. They'll have it on their video platform, and then they might turn it to face the different people in the rooms. And these are all real world examples of what customers are doing today. And these are the challenges and the issues that Rockware can solve. And so, Henry, please share with them who Rockware is, and how you aim to solve their problems. Because these are just all real world things that we run into on a daily basis. But Henry, take it away.
Yes. All right. Thank you, Danny. Yes, let me share a little bit about Rockware before I dive into some of the findings that we have. So Rockware is like I mentioned, is a professional AV and a unified communication hardware provider. So we have been in the industry since 2008 and focusing on typically large enterprise and also some of the SMBs. We come to the US a couple years ago to focus on the US market. So again, the DNA of Rockware is that we started with the Pro AV industry manufacturing. And so all the components that we've been using are high quality, latest and the greatest technology and a chipset. And so what it means that it provides really, really high quality video and audio for the meetings. And then on top of that, we have integrated the AI chip into the technology, which means that all the video and audio can provide the AI qualities, the AI features, and we'll talk about that. So before I jump into our product, I think let's talk a little bit about what is the audio and the video, why audio and video quality is so important in today's meeting. I think as Danny mentioned, as we have seen that everybody is talking about the poor quality of audio, right? This has been one of the most frustration part. And then when we look at Tech Republic doing the survey and it says, well, employee just saying, well, video might not be the top part that we need to have, but audio need to be clear because otherwise we just can't hear what people are saying, right? And the other thing that we're keep hearing the customers and are talking about and in the industry is that the 55% of the communication is nonverbal. So video is part of the important meeting to make it more effective. So those are the things that we come to realize more and more by everybody that particularly post-pandemic, that people are used to the video now. So people are expecting video, even they're in the office, they expect some sort of a video, right? And also because the hybrid working environment, video become much more important component, and it's also just become the table stake for meetings that employees and the business and the customers expecting. So this is the current landscape, if you will, right? And then we're looking at what's the reality. I think everybody understand, and have been talking about today, back to work, right? There are large enterprise or SMBs are talking about bringing employee back to the office. However, this is still remain a big challenge for the companies. And for SMB particularly, I think you dealing with a much diversified sort of a workforce. You have small teams that everybody need to wear multiple hats, doing multiple things, going to the customer meeting, come back to the office for operation. So it's just become very, very difficult to have everybody in the same office. But this is one of the important piece of how work is done today. We wanted to have employee and a customer to be more interactive and more engaging. So we understand that employees are always on the go, right? And then there are a lot of things on their plate. So when you come into an office or come into a meeting, the last thing you want is to really, spending time connecting it to the meeting and try to figure out how to present the slides, try to figure out how to log in. So those are some of the real challenges that, for today. And every company is struggling with that, right? So how do you make it more flexible for employees to jump on anytime they want? So people really, really expecting a lot more today when they come back to the office. So typically when you have a old and aged conference room, either with IP phone or with only an audio system, it's really hard to accommodate that kind of expectation. I already talked about that. So, and then most of the company today, as we know, either use one of those the commonly used meeting platforms, whether it's Zoom or Microsoft. So everybody's on the go. They are coming in and out of office. They're in the field. They're on the road. So everybody has mobile access. They want to be able to jump into the meeting and get to start to present their informations and share their information and the content. However, for the AV team, we're struggling with getting everybody the seamless experience, which means if you get into one room that has video equipped and everything is set up, and it might work. But if you get into another smaller room or a non-standard room, is just going to have a different experience. So not all the room might have consistent setup, and how do you provide that kind of experience is important. So the simple solution is that everybody want to use one of those platforms, and they want to be able to come in and enable the employees to really do a BYOD, bring their own meeting, and to give them flexibles, what we call it the just-in-time meeting, so that you just come in and plug in and get the meeting, get on, and then share your content, and then you can unplug and then leave. So no complexities. And then also one of the key things is that you don't want to have that proprietary kind of a system that only you need specific hardware, specific agent installed to make it work. People all have Zooms on their laptop, and they want it just to be, transparent and easy to connect. Again, what that really means for SMB to have all that is what SMB want, or the customer or business want, is really not to spend time to set up the audio, the hardware, the audio, the video, troubleshoot, support the users how to get onto the system, but to really focus on increasing the sales and the business performance, and maybe using technology to do that. And also, I think very important for everybody, in particular SMB, is improve the brand presence. They want to be, having them look professional and among their customer and their partners, and present them better. So in the much a better presence in front of the meetings and with customers and partners. Most of business also want to make business feel more credible. So that professional look and feel, if you have a video that's crisp, clear, and you can actually, when people speak, it can track you. So it become much more credible in terms of the engagement that you have. So again, the focus of business today is to improve the productivity, right? Improve the sales, and improve the engagement and employee experience within the company, in the office, and remotely. So this means that, as we mentioned, the video interaction still is very predominant and become much more important. People want to see each other. People are accustomed to see each other. People like to do FaceTime with their family and friends, and they bring that mindset with them to work. And then so it's become important that the video quality need to be clear, that they need to see people's body language, they need to hear their words clearly. And then also it's very important is to make those kind of high quality engagement more accessible. Instant connection, people don't have the patience to kind of really figure out how it works. How many times have you seen people walking in, spend 10 minutes not getting it work, and then unplug the things and then just go walk off to their desk and do things? It happens, right? And then last but not least, is that what are the new technology today? Everybody's talking about AI. What does AI really mean to you, in your business? How does the AI quality in the video, whether we're using the situational awareness of AI for video that allows the speaker to come into the front of the video, or we have the participation that everybody really see each other, and then be able to understand and follow the speaker as it happens. And how is that the sound quality is going to enable you to make the note-taking better, to leverage the ChatGPT or generative AI technology for more productive meetings. All those things are on people's mind today. So I talk a little bit about Rockware, and I think what it really matters, right, to the SMB user or enterprise for the same effect, is that we want the quality of the video and audio to elevate the brand image, right? We want engaging how that type of high quality video and audio can increasing and enhancing the client engagement. So to build the trust, and then to increase the likelihood for them to use your service, to purchase your products, and so on, right? And then what is today's meeting? How is today's meeting measured? It's really measured by the outcome. It's not really measured by how much time you spend in the conference room attending the meeting, but it's really about how the meeting can enhance and drive the business outcome. whether it's the project improving the on-time delivery of the project between the employees, or you can have a much engaging interaction with the customer to drive the outcome, right? So the AI powered makes sure that all the features are built in so that you can leverage those features seamlessly and to drive the better outcome. I will quickly touch a little bit about our technology, the next generation AI technology. So in the video space, the video AI conferencing, we have so-called AI auto framing. So it has the speaker in the frame that you can define. Most of you guys are familiar with some of those features. The sound localization, which means that it can directionally pick up the sound. And then there's also the noise cancellation part associated with it, so it can suppress noise behind it. So anybody who clicking the tables or the pens and all that. The dual camera collaboration, which is one of the unique features that we provide, allow you to use features front facing and back facing, allow them to switch, depends on who is the speaking. So this is the intelligent tracking part comes in. With the intelligent switching, that you don't have to manually switch and then be able to detect who is speaking. But if it's a person just for a short sound of noise, that you can actually configure so that it doesn't switch by just having some noise that a person make, but it's truly that person is speaking. So that seamless connections and then integration is very important. The other thing is that how we talk about the user friendliness, right? The intuitive interface that you don't need to have the setup. Once you have a initial configuration and a setup, all those features are available to you. And then be able to get onto the platform that you're familiar with is also one key things for the next generation AI. So it's built in, so all the video features and AI features in the video are seamlessly working together with the Zoom and the Teams system. This is one thing that we are quite unique compared to some of our product. As you can look at our product, it has all the features, AI features, that you possibly need today in an intelligent meeting or in a smart meeting, what we call it for the hybrid workplace. But our products is pretty much based on what the product is, whether it's a video bar or PTZ camera. We provide all the AI features. So you don't need to figure out, okay, if I need to upgrade a different model to get a different feature. But as long as that feature, AI feature is relevant for that product in the situation, use case it offers, it's present in the product. Last but not least, I want to share a few things that we have seen recently, how customer using the Rockware solution, right? So we have seen the customer using the all-in-one webcam, which is our webcam that has both video, speaker, and a microphone with all the AI features for their lawyers and for the consultant to have customer meetings, whether it's in the office or remote. So that is the consistent video and audio experience that they provide. We've seen customer has add the desktop and the seating mount that Danny mentioned for noise suppression and a directional microphone to the existing room, so that room sound quality is improved. So they might already have a video in there, but once by adding that and then interact with the video that they already have, the sound quality improves. We're adding the PTZ camera to the existing video room, whether they already have a video bar, but the PTZ can be added to track the speaker better. So this being added into some of the larger conference room or the training room, that particularly the speaker tracking become more important. We have seen that most of customer, when they're looking at the time when they have to upgrade their IP phone, is to take it to the next generation, and by upgrading them to a video conference room and enable the user to be able to do BYOD and use existing room subscription, which allowed them to lower the cost. We also seen that people use video bar, control panel, and their compatible PC device as a combination in the room, across multiple rooms to standardize that so that they can have all the AI features across different rooms. So this includes the gallery view that we talk about, speaking tracking, auto framing in the meetings. We also seen the dual camera in action with the U-shaped executive briefing room. That happened quite often. We'd also seen that people using our mini PTZ camera for the streaming, for social media marketing, for sales demos and all that, which has become very, very effective with the quality of the videos and AIs. We also seen the customer using our 4K PTZ with the latest AI for larger classroom in the customer training room and etc. So the last but not least, we have seen also the PTZ camera with the sound bar that goes into a bigger town hall meeting, recreational auditorium, the religious rooms, and all those kind of things. So again, there are numerous use cases that customer have successfully used the technology and products today. So with that said, I think Danny already did a demo, but I'm going to pass back on to Danny and see if there's anything that he would like to share more.
So we're back. So thank you very much, Henry Fan, for kind of sharing with everybody all the kind of the ins and outs and the specs and all that kind of jazz. But what people really like to see is the product in live used in real world, right? And so here we are. This is a live demonstration. I'm actually currently using the Rockware RC10. It's a video bar, and so it comes with this really cool remote control, and you can do things like preset. So I can hit preset, and look, it's gonna. If you want to do that, I can back it out. I can also do auto framing. So here we are in the room, my son and I, and I'm going to hit auto frame. And so what it's going to do is it's going to take a look at the room and frame us in the best position on the screen. I can change, I can come over here, and it's going to kind of like look at the room again, and it's going to back out, and it's going to reframe us. So the auto framing is pretty fantastic. Again, once you set it, you don't have to worry about it. You can just move around if you want. If you're one of those control freaks, because we have people like that that are control freaks, you have the ability to manually pan, tilt, and zoom if you want, right? So if you want to aim it on something specific, you can. You can do that. But another cool feature that a lot of people like is the speaker tracking mode. So I'm going to put it in speaker tracking mode. And so I'm currently talking, so it's going to focus on me. And so now if Jonathan starts talking.
So I'm on the opposite end of the table over here. It's quick. And it picks me up using the mic and adjusts the frame same way it would in any other mode.
Right. And so then if I start talking, it's going to go ahead and find me. And again, you see, I don't have to mess with the remote. I simply set it to that mode, and then it automatically.
And then if we push it here, if I talk as soon as he's done talking,
and then I start talking,
and then I go again, and it so it works very well.
Yeah, but based dependent on your use case, you can set this any way you want, and you can be up close to it. You can kind of be far away from it. Here, let me see. Can you still hear me? Can you hear me? Can you hear me? I'm over here. Can you hear me? I don't know how far that is. It's pretty far away. But anyway. Again, Rockware RC10, but they have a full line of solutions to support you from the desktop all the way to the largest of the large meeting spaces. So if you have any questions, you can always reach out to us. But I saw some of the questions that you guys had out there. So Henry, one of the questions they had was, what camera are you using?
What camera? I'm using the webcam, the RC08.
The RC08. Now I did a little demonstration of the RC08, and it's a pretty fantastic camera. In fact, it's one of the only cameras that I'm aware of that has the video, the microphones, and speakers. So this is really, especially like in law firms really like that type scenario because they do a lot of depositions in their space, and they have their clients there, and so they like to have the all-in-one scenario there. And then you can also kind of move that camera around, so it's really a cool solution. And then you guys want to know if we were going to do the AI demo. Yeah, you saw some of the features that are available to the RC10 here. And then, yeah, this is, so David, I think you were asking what camera we're using. It's the Rockware RC10. Oh, and we didn't even mention what makes this so cool is that if you look at any other video bars that have this capability, they're typically $1,000 plus, $1,500 plus dollars. Henry, what is the MSRP of this RC10 that we're using right now?
RC10 is $600. Our MSRP.
MSRP
for something that arguably works more efficiently.
Yeah. So it works really, really well, and it's super simple to plug in. Henry was talking about BYOD. We're starting to see a lot more of that, which is why we created this BYOD experience space, is because we have more and more customers that don't necessarily want to spend the money on the MTR room license or pro licenses or the Zoom rooms licenses, because they have a group of employees that prefer the familiarity of their own laptop. They want to walk into the room, they already have the meeting platform there, they already have their calendar there, they can simply join the meeting, and oh, by the way, they also have all their content that they're going to share during the meeting. So they don't have to go find it somewhere else, or they don't have to use some fancy sharing platform to do that. It's all right there on their laptop, which is yet another reason why people love BYOD and using their own stuff. They're very, very familiar with it, and they know where everything is. In terms of the trends that we're seeing, BYOD is a huge trend. We're also seeing a lot of multi-camera solutions are starting to become a trend, especially in the larger enterprise space. And Rockware actually has this really cool PTZ cam that you can simply connect using PoE, and it works with the other systems if you want. So it's really a cool camera. It's great video quality, and you can use that. But yeah, so multi-camera is a big thing that we're seeing. BYOD is another big thing that we're seeing. What is the mic range pickup of the RC10? Henry, do you have that spec?
Yeah, I think it's 6 meters.
6 meters. So what is
About
that?
18-ish feet.
All
That's
right.
about.
So right here is what, like 10 feet maybe?
Speak up a little bit.
All right, so right here is like 10 feet. I don't know. I'm gonna keep going. Can you still hear me? Can you still hear me?
Can you guys still hear him?
Can you still hear me? So I'm out here. I'm actually outside the room. So I went pretty far. I don't know if you could hear me. I mean, I could even like turn around into the corner and talk if you want. So I'm over here in the corner talking. Can you hear me? Right. So the microphone pickup is pretty strong with the RC10. So it would fit fantastically in any small to medium sized meeting space.
And I think I'll just quickly share this slide with our room solution. I think that will give people a little bit better idea.
Right.
We have, obviously that designed for different rooms with different products. But if you can see that, one of the key thing here is the simplicity of our product portfolio, that you don't have to figure out which sort of camera to use, but really it's the room size, and then how much angle that you wanted to cover, and then whether you need specific so-called the human tracking capability that the PTZ provides. But really all those things are just based on the room size. And then you can extend it with the microphone, with the soundbar, with Cascade microphone. And so we do provide the solution for across different sides of the room. So
Yeah.
I think we covered.
So Rockware is one of those solutions that I call an emerging brand. So it's not like they're young. They've been around for a long time. They've just been OEM and stuff. And so they're really, really good at what they do. And based on the quality that I've seen, because I get to test all the things. So that's one of the value or the benefits of working with someone like Colin and Held Direct, is that I personally physically get my hands on all this technology. I physically set it all up, and I put it through its paces to see how well it's going to perform, because we service SMBs all the way up through large enterprise, and there's no one size fits all, and everybody has unique needs depending on their environment, depending on the industry, depending on their employee types and roles. So we're able to satisfy all those. And sometimes, they want this high quality at a lower price. And some of these more legacy brands, established brands, don't have that offering. And so we're more than happy to share Rockware with the world, so that you guys can take a look at it, consider it the next time you're looking to upgrade your video spaces. That's
great. So thank you again, Danny, for showing us all those features in the room. So I just wanted to, kind of emphasize, I think that the goal for Rockware, as Danny's saying, is that we are here to really help the customer to be able to afford new technology and then make life simpler and easier. We feel that our philosophy is that we feel like those things doesn't need to be too complex, as people are scared of using them. And we also feel that it doesn't need to be that expensive as people are paying them today. and that you can literally be able to use the latest technology without, really having the really high budget. So any SMB can utilize those technology even without the very high budget and spending, and then you can actually be like an enterprise in terms of the video and audio presence in all your meetings and engagement. So that is really our goal for our product and our design philosophies. Feel free to reach out to Danny and myself anytime. We're here to answer any questions if you have.
Thank you so much.
Thank you. Bye.